What's going on? We're back. It's Saturday the 29th of May 2021. Melbourne's in full lockdown. How good, I get to paint some more miniatures. This will be episode 2 of Shades of War. Let's get into it. So, last time I left you with all these dwarfs shaded up. Group of 20 quarrelers. Mostly, I think they're a 90s kit. A few thousands kits in there. Pick some of them up so you can have a decent go at them. A few cool little conversions in there. I like this dude. I don't know if my camera's good enough for this, but oh well, fuck it. These ones are actually, I think they come out in 2010 or 12 or something like that. They're to replace the old Longbeards. I'd fucking love to get my hand on some of the older Longbeards though. These ones are alright, they'll do. And these are the 1996 hammerers, 15 of them. I think that's what I'm going to be focusing on for the rest of this video, because I actually need to take them to a tournament. Bendigo Besiege 2,400 point Warhammer Fantasy Tournament, which is in like 3 weeks, provided Nerdicals right bucks right off. Alright, this might be a better shot. There's the quarrelers. That's what we're working towards. There's the 15 hammerers all shaded up. And these are some more modern sculpts. I think they're like a 2010 sculpt. I'm very excited today. This young lady's got her motorbike licence.
Yeah, just show all of your followers my psychiatric report, thanks.
Hopefully she can fuck off while I paint. Alright, we're back. Time to do some, what do you call this? Painting. Now, picking out the detail. Putting in your base colours, that's the one. So I'm going with northern, what do you call it? Cult of dwarves. Anyway, their colours are green. I'm using this Army Painter War Paints. Army green, there you go. And purple. Alien purple, another Army Painter. And then to pick out the skin, a bit of barbarian flesh. Righto. Of course, you got your water, wash your brushes, and a wet palette. These things are freaking amazing. I had that blue in there about 2 weeks ago and it's still wet, ready to go. Alright, so we'll start with some green. Give them a good old shake to mix the pigments up. And just smack a bit on the wet palette. And then you want to get a reasonable sized brush. Go with a regiment brush. Army Painter with a regiment brush. There's shit on there, you can't see that writing. Mix a bit of water in. And I'm doing all the sleeves with this. So, have fun watching. You don't want to be too concerned with getting it all in the lines at this point. Just as long as you're not getting any paint over that metal colour that we've done previously, where you want to keep metal, you're good. The idea when you paint an army is the faster the better. because otherwise you'll never get it done. And I'll end up in the cupboard in a pile of shame like 90% of the Warhammer players in the world. And I'm one of them. Everyone say g'day to Marley again. She's very kindly got me a coffee. We're enjoying Melbourne's 500th lockdown for Nurgle's Rock. It's good. Nothing to say today, Marley.
Just drinking my coffee.
Yeah. Enjoying your coffee.
The idea of the ring light, babe, is that it's not in the shot, just so you know.
What are you talking about?
You meant to put the GoPro in the middle of the ring light so you don't get shadows?
Yeah, but I'm filming from the camera and the phone.
At the same time?
Yeah.
Well, the camera's just... This isn't going to work because...
Oh, shit.
Because there's a ring light in the middle of the shot.
Oh, our producers told me to move the camera, so I've done that.
Dickhead.
Anyway, if you missed all that, we're painting green, army painted green for the dwarves' sleeves using a wet palette. Bloody excellent. I didn't have one of these.
And a ring light. How cool.
Yeah, ring light.
Like Instagram.
Yeah, ring light because I'm fucking Insta slut these days. So, you want to just not be too delicate with this army green. We're just filling in, you know, filling in all the sleeves, nice and quick. Got 3, you know, when you got a whole army to paint, the quicker the better. I think I've already said that. Yeah. Don't even think I'm in the shot here. That's better. I need to get more disciplined at this filming thing. I'm fucking terrible at it. I'll be happy if I have one fan, honestly. Alright, dwarf hammerers. Are they any good in the game? I don't fucking know because I never used them. I think they are. They're like the elite of the dwarf army. He's hanging out for the old world game. I fucking can't wait. Probably play like 3 whole games in its existence when it comes out. One of those hobbies that you love but it just takes forever. You play a game, halfway through the game you got a fucking massive headache, your mate's half stoned and you can't be fucked finishing it. Real good time for everyone, you know, real family game. Like that. Nearly there with this first step of green. Very, very rough. Just smack it on and avoid hitting the metals. I actually just realised there's another bit of green I've got to paint. Thinking too much about filming and not enough about painting. That is the shields. We'll do all the sleeves first and then we can do the shields. Alright, that's all the sleeves done. Yeah, give me a kick. That is the design I'm going for the dwarf shield. The old quartered look. Not too difficult. These shields have got like little points on them that mark where they are in terms of the clock face. You got 12, 15, 30, 45. And I'm going green between 12 and 45, between 15 and 30. So you just want to be careful you don't hit any of that metal that's already done. And where the purple's going, it doesn't really matter if you overlap it at this stage, because we can paint over it. Fucking whoop-de-doo. And if you do go over the metal a little bit, it really doesn't matter either, because we can always paint over that again. You may want to get a smaller brush for this one. We'll see how I go with this regiment brush. I prefer a lot of paint on my brush as opposed to less. These shields are a bit different. See how we go though. Wipe it with your tip of your thumb if you go over an edge. Real quick and get the paint off. I might have to change to a smaller brush. That one's a bit flogged out. What's this? War game detail brush. Oh, the army painter. Yeah, that's better. Much better. Doesn't hold as much paint, but it can get through the little lines a bit easier. Yeah. Shit, how the fuck am I doing these ones? These shields are throwing me off a bit. Different fucking pattern on them. Yeah, we'll just paint the whole thing green and worry about it when we get to purple. A lot of guys are real fussy with their painting. You know, at the end of the day, fully painted army that's got a few little corners cut along the way looks shitload better than an army that's got one unit painted and the rest primed. It's all about that time saving. Don't get me wrong, it still takes fucking ages, but Every little bit helps, you know. Fuck. As you can see, I'm not over the top with making sure everything's 100% at this stage. Just getting some colour on there is good enough. You can always go back and fix it up. Alright, that fucking nearly concludes the green, or this step of the green at least. Believe it or not, the rest of the green is relatively easy to get a decent shade and a highlight on. Bit of green ink from the army painter. Wait for that to dry for a bit though. While we're waiting, we'll smack some barbarian flesh on. Give it a good shake. And that fucking thing's still in the shot. Another one, big brush. Big mover over there. It's probably much better. Another good trick, one of the old GW lads taught me. Keep your point nice and tight. Hit your brush. This one really is getting a bit flogged out. I've got a spare one there when this one runs out of batteries. But she's still going for now. So, again, regiment brush. Load her up. You don't have to be overly careful, just as long as you don't get it on the metal. This is a pretty translucent paint. The pigments in it aren't that strong, so you may need to do a few coats. It's a fucking hard angle, that one. On these hammers, it's literally just their faces. So we'll smack through a whole bunch of faces. One done already. Yeah, good. Just fucking get it on there. Don't overthink it. Oh shit, I missed a spot. As in, we've got to do the helmet. You can get another brush with nothing on it. Tidy that up. Get a bit of moisture, spit, water, whatever you want, wipe it away, and that's fixed. How easy. Again, got on a bit of the helmet. That's easy enough to clean up. Get a small brush to dilute that paint a bit. Wipe it off. Fixed. Probably will go back. Don't forget his lips. Probably will go back and do a second layer of this paint because it is a bit translucent. As you can see, my brush is a bit fucked, but doesn't have to be perfect for this task. We'll save the good one for later on, when we really need to focus on detail. I reckon another layer of that flesh, dwarf flesh, barbarian flesh, whatever the fuck it was called. Barbarian flesh, that's the one. I reckon we'll do another coat. Just because it's pretty translucent. To get a finish like that, that won't be sufficient. So, away we go. The reason I go and do the faces at such an early stage, the face is actually recessed in amongst all the other details, like the beard. And it's easier to do it like this, rather than trying to have to work around it all. Work from the low points up to the high points. And you won't ever be fucking around with a tiny brush trying to get into a ridiculous spot. At least that's my fucking theory anyway. I'm probably wrong. There you go, done. Alright, next step. We're going to smack on some purple using alien purple from the army painter. Give that a fucking good old shake. Onto the wet palette. Again, amazing tool. This paint will stay usable for about a week, probably longer, depending how fussy you are. My brush is pretty fucked. I'll see if it's good enough for this purple. So, as you can see on this one, just doing all the trim around his chainmail and on the shield in purple. That's my colour scheme. You can use whatever you want. Do it brown, do it white, fuck, paint it pink for all I fucking care. Have some Slaneshi dwarves, why not? Who said dwarves don't like fucking rooting and taking ecstasy up the bum? Although purple's a pretty Slaneshi dwarf, Slaneshi colour as well, so maybe mine are that way inclined. Again, just get it on there. Using the edge of your brush. Plenty of time to fuck about with details later on. I keep dropping these things. I really need to invest in one of those fucking miniature holders. I'm a bit of a tight ass. What's wrong with me hands? Right, another. Maybe I'll do all the trims first and then come back to the shield. Because they have got purple on their shields, but I think I'm going to use the detail brush for that one. So less time you fuck about changing brushes between steps, the more time you save. That one's done already. You don't have to be super fucking delicate with the details on these. Because we're going to go back and pick out even more detail after this. Shit like the belts, the bags, the buckles, little spots on the side of his sleeve, fill them in with black. Shit like that. Just get that trim done nice and quick. Quicker the better. Now the great thing about Warhammer Fantasy, if there's parts that don't look right on an individual miniature, like this one, he's got something funky going on with his chainmail there. It's going to be in a block of about 40 of them, so you really won't notice. Now if you were playing that faggoty shit called Age of Sigmar, not that I've ever played it, but yeah, each individual model really stands out on its own. I noticed that the scale of Games Workshop has just been getting bigger and bigger and bigger, more akin to a fucking toy line rather than wargaming miniatures. Or maybe I'm just an old cunt now and I don't appreciate it. Anyway, I'll shut up and just fucking get through these. Alright, time for some detailing on the shields, or at least get the purple on there. So I switch to my detail brush, War Games detail brush. Bit of a finer tip on it. Give that a lick. Let's give this a crack. Bit fucking watery. So again, just get the base colour on there. We'll come back, do a shade, do a highlight. Looks like absolute shit at the minute, but after a shade and a highlight, it'll really add a bit of effect in. It's done for now. Next. It's better. Might be able to see a bit better what I mean there. If I can get her on there. Not too over the top. Just by eye you can sort of water the shield. So there's water there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just good enough for a big army of them. Let's smack these out. Alright, that's first layer of purple on the shield's done. Not a bad effect. I mean, if you were really strapped for time and you had an event coming up or something, or a game, you could leave it there, paint your rest of your units up to that standard, and they'd look better than a fucking bunch of grey plastic on the table. But we're better than that, so we're going to keep going. Might actually do another layer on the shield just because it's a little bit translucent. You can see a bit of that shine of the metal coming through. So I'll quickly smack out another layer on the shields another layer of purple, that is. And then we'll get into some washes. Now the second layer is always that much quicker because you got all your edges already picked out, and you don't really need to get into the edges again because the paint will run to the edges. Your translucent bit's always going to be in the middle of a flat. So how quick am I going now? Just smack it on there and fucking move on. If you're not happy with your line between the two colours on the shield, you can sharpen that up at this stage. But we're going to go back and do some highlights, so that's when you can really sharpen those lines up. Now, I'm not the best painter in the world, and I'm certainly not the worst, so if you're after the pro tips and the masterclass, this ain't the channel for you. If you want to know how to get a battle ready army looking better than most on the tables, I can definitely get you there. And as anything, practice makes perfect. Seriously is about a quarter of the time going back and doing the second layer. Don't know why. Just fucking is. Alright. That's our 3 base layers done. We'll start shading. Let me get some more paint and I'll be back. Alright. Shading time. Let's start with the green. Bit of green tone by the army painter. Don't really have much to say about it. Don't have much to say about it apart from that it tones your greens a bit greener. Smack a bit onto the wet palette. Then you want to get big old busted up measurement brush. You can use a shitty brush for this. See how the point's a bit fucked on that? Because I paint shitloads because I'm a fucking loser and I've got nothing better to do. But anyway, you get in there and just very quickly, well, not very quickly, but as quick as you can, get it on all that green base layer that we did. And this will add a bit of, darken it down a bit and add a bit of texture to it. Make it look a bit more 3D. I don't know why there's a fucking hair in behind. Yuck. So again, when you're painting a whole army, just fucking get it done. Don't be over concerned about overlapping here and there, especially at this stage. Like if you get a bit of green wash on the purple, you really won't fucking notice. Get a bit of green wash on your metals, you're going to go back and highlight the metal anyway, so it doesn't matter. The idea is just get it on there, get it on there relatively quick. It's fun watching me paint green. Fuck you, back. Oh shit. Purple wash. Purple tone from the army paint up. Let's try something a bit experimental. Gnome oil from Citadel Games Workshop. The OGs. I reckon I'll go 1-for-1 ratio on this. Bit of purple wash. I don't know why they fucking don't put G-dub paints in dropper bottles. Oh, shit cunts. Just darken that. It's just not quite dark enough for the purple tone on its own. I reckon that'll do it though. And then, same thing, straight over the top. Not being too pedantic. It's a bit fucking heavy there, to be honest. But we'll fix it all up in the highlighting stage. There you go, one fucking darkens purple. That looks so flamboyant now. That fucking... You know, go for the grim dark aesthetic. Alright, there you fucking have it. What do you reckon? That is 15 hammerers. A few base layers, bit of shading done. Next step is highlighting these 3 base layers. And then we'll move on to contrast paints. Alright, that'll do it for this one. I thought I was being really smart.
The idea of the ring light is that you don't get it in the shot yet.
That was dumb cunt. Ah, well, we're learning, aren't we?
Because if your camera's coming from the middle of the ring light, you don't get any shadows.
Let's put the camera here. How's that? Is that better?
Is it in the shot?
Don't think so. As Duncan Trussell says, 2 thin coats. What a fucking good cunt. Duncan Trussell? No, I think that's the wrong name. Oh well. Fucking